like everything going great. I'm just listening to somebody. She said somebody said some bad words and made them look bad. Why would you do that? Why would you say that? I guess that's how it is out there. That's how it is, ain't it, y'all? It's like for me, it's depending on where you going with God. It depends on where you going, like what you doing. For me, that's what it is. It depends on that right there. It depends on that right there. It depends on where you going with God. In some cases, you might need to watch your language, but our Father greater than that, bigger than that. I mean, yeah. Don't let little stuff like that. Don't let stuff like that worry you, especially if you're a warrior angel. I feel like people need to find out who they are. I feel like people need to find out who they are. Cause I got into it with a person one time and I was trying to change them and elevate them, and I had to get corrected. And it was on a whole different level than profanity. And God told me, he said they are warrior angels. So you gotta think about that, you know. It's big, y'all. It's bigger than what we thought it was. Everything comes from God. It's bad and good in everything. Everything. It's bad and good in everything. It's bad and good in everything. It's bad and good in everything. Bad and good in everything. Bad and good in everything. Trust me. Bad and good in everything. If it wasn't bad and good in everything, I would have been a rape child. I would have been disturbed from the torture that I would have had to grow up with. I would have been in all kind of stuff. Thankfully, the pimps and players and stuff and the hustlers that raised me were good people. They didn't have to be. They didn't have to be good people. They was on the street. They would bury you. But I was a child that couldn't defend myself, and they was good people. God raised me to be able to be around. Well, look, you see what I got to deal with. And I'm still elevating with God. But I got to be tough. I got to be tough. And even now, they still say, you got to do this shit. I ain't got to do nothing. I already get respect. I ain't got to do nothing. I'm already in the hood. I'm in my north node, forced to stay in my south node. And I know it's peaceful where I'm at. It's peaceful where I'm at. So that's a sign right there. I don't lose sleep on what I need to tell somebody. They know. They know. We know how to deal with each other out here. No matter what goes on. One thing I learned, don't worry about what goes on behind your back. You can't catch every box. You can't catch every box. You love somebody. I was talking to God about this today. When you go home, you normal. I made my life where I realized people are not normal when they ain't at home, and for the most part, you're never at home. I personally reconstructed my life so I could be normal anywhere I go. I guess y'all saying, well, that's this and that's that. Well, you got to see who you're working for, though. Because when I needed a job, God gave me a job, and they accepted me for who I was. I ain't always been stuck like this. Somebody stole my life. I ain't always been screwed up like this. Once I get unstuck, I'm still gonna be what the people like and what the people need. See, people always The big deal is that people don't want to be truthful because they scared everybody gonna be truthful. It's bad and good in everything. It's bad that we can say we done got used to the lies and we prefer the lie over the truth. That's what's bad. That's what's bad, ladies and gentlemen. It's bad because when you get in the house, you kick your toe, you gonna cuss. I don't care what you say. You gonna cuss. See, people like some of y'all just need a good man in y'all life. Y'all need a real man in y'all life, bro. 'Cause that ain't gonna cut it, bro. That ain't gonna cut it. Don't you want to feel comfortable inside yourself? You want to be able to come home to somebody who accepts you for you and help build you a better you. And surely I tell you the truth, I made better money. I made money telling lies, a lot of money. But believe it or not, I made more money telling the truth. It took time to build it up. But over time, I made more money telling the truth. You ain't gotta tell. I used to get on my ex-wife about this. She'd switch her voice on. I told her stop that. She stopped it after a while. She stopped it after a while, and it didn't change nothing. She kept elevating. She couldn't stop elevating. Because the realer she got, the more people need real. See, no matter how social media try to put it together, no matter how these jobs try to put it together, you need real. You need real because if you always got somebody to tell a lie and you start having technical issues, engineering issues, you don't want your engineer to say, yeah, I fixed it, and clock out on your ass that ain't did nothing, you know? Because that's what you building up to. You don't want that, and then they're going to put that thing inside of you to make you say, I fixed it and you fixed it. They're going to want everybody, it's like, it's another distraction, but they want everybody to say, yeah, you know, lie about it, because once you get used to lying, when all of us get used to lying, then we're going to start moving like we lying. You know what I'm saying? Once we start moving like we lying, they're going to drop that in us and say, well, make sure you do the job next time, even though you're going to tell us a lie and make us feel good. We don't want all that. We don't want to invest no more money in that. We don't want to invest no more money in that. We don't want to invest no more time in that. Because surely I tell you the truth, it's been people that I dealt with in my life that was perfect in the eyes of man. But when you get behind them closed doors, it's the hills have eyes. Cause see what you don't know there. Let me show you the spiritual realm. I'm gonna show you something real now. This is real now. This is real now. There's things called emissions. I think I'm saying it right. It might not be emissions. I think it's something like that, but it's steam over there. So if you're lying to everybody, you holding back. But there's pressure over there on the spiritual side. It will release. It gotta release. You can't hold it back. And so what God sees, I'm gonna stop saying ancestors because you Christian folks won't listen to it. So I'm gonna say what God see emissions, and God gonna sit back and say, or steam. God gonna say, release that steam. That's what God gonna say. Release that steam. No matter where you at in your life, no matter who you in front of, God gonna make you release that steam somehow. And you might wind up in you might wind up in some crazy house. You might wind up on medicine. You might wind up losing your job. You might wind up embarrassed to the T. Because that steam build up pressure over there. This is real now. So you can't keep lying to yourself. Because it build up steam. Because there's still a lie to yourself. Words is going to slip out. Curse words going to slip out. And if you don't admit to that and acknowledge that, then you still lying to yourself. I ain't saying we should get on, so I don't like cuss words. I use words more than cuss. I always say this to people. A man who cusses ain't got the words to say. That's what you say to folks. And let them brush it up and build it up on their own. You can't tell nobody what to say though. You can, but listen to yourself. Because what's going to happen is God going to bring pressure in your life. And that pressure going to make you start saying stuff you don't want to say in front of the people you don't want to say it in front of. I know now. I went down the road. And then God going to want you. The hardest thing to tame is the tongue. Look at all the stuff we got to tame around us. My family like that. I got family members like that. don't want you to do this, don't want you to do that. It's tell you do this, do that, and make sure you do this, look like that in front of the camera, look like that in front of the church people and all that, and sacrifice your ass to hell. The same people that'll tell you not to cuss, the same people I'm telling you, I know I've been through this, ladies and gentlemen. The same people tell you not to do this, will put you in a box and sacrifice you. So how is it okay to sacrifice somebody, but it's not okay to cuss? How is it okay to kill somebody, but it's not okay to cuss? How is it okay that you know that God's child getting tortured, but it's not okay to cuss? How is it okay that you know that people are being manipulated and being pressured and being forced to do things out of their will, but it's not okay to cuss? If you put that kind of pressure on somebody, won't they cuss? They're supposed to cuss. You're supposed to look forward to them to cuss. This is what I say to my fans out there, because I'm finna elevate Christians too, because I asked God today, I'm finna go over there on y'all side, because y'all got to elevate. Y'all got the most powerfulest book in the world, and there ain't no reason for y'all to be making yourself so small. Keeping yourself trapped in that cubicle, in that cubit, in that square, in that cube. Keeping yourself trapped right there trying to hold this image. I get it, but look, we all got to evolve. It's 5D now. You're going to have to expand. You're going to have to evolve and raise your vibration. Otherwise, you're going to get left behind. But how can you get left behind when you got one of the most powerfulest books in the world? You have to practice what you preach. Everybody that I know that God used in that Bible for prophecy to the world, for the world to see to change the world, was they had a pretty rough mouth on them. They were pretty tough. Every last one of them. Go look at the Moses story, the Pharaoh story. What did Moses, if I ain't mistaken, he killed somebody first before they even got started. Then he killed a couple people or something like that. I ain't trying to tell nobody to do that, but I'm saying look at these people's stories. So I'm saying you got to ask yourself. Now for me, I'm saying this for me. If you see me cuss, I cuss on purpose. I cuss on purpose to make y'all run, because the fake one's going to run. Because I done did too much good for the world. Through God. I done elevated too many of y'all. And for you to even think about fixing your mouth to say I look bad, I know you ain't talking to me, you can't be talking to me, but for you to even try to fish your mouth to say a person like me look bad, you got to question yourself, do you really love God? Because I'm God's child. I can just snap my finger, and by the grace of God, I can make your feathers, I can make your tree that you got in your house shake while you many miles away. Who is such a person where the wind and the weather listen to him? The animals and the insects will listen to him. There ain't no black magic. Real magic, God magic. I work through God. And if you need it, I want all y'all to elevate. I'm not going y'all way, you coming my way. Watch this. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Either the world will change and get away from that machine stuff they got going on, or the whole world will come here and elevate me, and we'll get our own machine going on. And you better know it. So be real with God, because God judges the heart. And listen to what I'm telling you. It's steam up there that builds up. I'm telling y'all the truth now. You can hide all you want to. God's sitting back like this. Release that pressure. Because God, you floating over there. As you work right here in the physical, you actually working in the spiritual. And that machine that you own, that float that you own, don't move right. When you're not being right. And if you're an angel vessel, if you're a float or something, and a lot of y'all don't even know what you is. God gonna sit back and say, release that pressure. And you might lose your job. I told you me and my ex-wife was in some big stuff. Real estate, car dealership stuff, and it was ours. We had to go to big meetings. She did especially. And I told her, because they wasn't respecting her like she thought they was. She was elevating, but they was moving her around like she was a chess piece. So I went to one of her meetings with her one day, and I told her, I said, they don't respect you. If you do this, they'll start respecting you more. It took her a while to build on into it, and she did. I ain't saying she started cussing, but I'm saying she used to change her voice when she talked to certain people. She stopped doing that. She didn't disrespect them. She didn't say nothing out of the way. It was still professional, but it was in her voice. She elevated. They elevated her. I would go into detail of how much they elevated, but I don't want to I don't want no businesses to get mad about it, because they were big time businesses in real estate. They would call her to do all kind of stuff that wouldn't even have nothing to do with real estate, and it didn't have nothing to do with what you think. I mean, they would call her to ask her to fix their computers or something. So I'm telling y'all, don't keep hiding like that. Only people that do that is people that ain't really got security. Get your security and put it to the side, and you'll see how different you act. And make sure nobody can get it. Make sure nobody can take your security, not your love or nobody. I know y'all ain't talking to me. I cuss on purpose. You better go, if you seen me cuss, go rewind it back and look at it again. I wanted them, me and God wanted everybody to catch them. My job was to be real 100% with everything I did. And if somebody come into your life, kidnap your kids, trash your vehicles, trash your security, rob your security, and all that, and the least you doing, the most you doing, and the most they see you doing is cussing them the hell out, that's remarkable. Listen to what I'm telling you, people. When somebody come into your life, kidnap your kids, illegally, legally, take your security, illegally, legally, and then put you in some damn movie, illegally, legally, and you still ain't got a dime and a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of, not one penny in 5 years, that is absolutely remarkable. And then you praying, and then you meditating, and then you thanking God for every moment. That girl would do stuff to me in my face. Tore my truck up to where my truck was running when we were together. She tore up something on my truck in my face. And I just looked at her and said, what you do that for? And of course I fussed her out. But I ain't put my hands, I ain't do nothing crazy. I ain't even go ballistic on her. It was actually shocking to her because her goal was for me to snap. Let me come in your house, trash your cars, take your kids in your face, and you telling me you ain't gonna say a cuss word? Y'all better reevaluate yourselves out there.